Okay, friends, today we are discussing about the important topic, that is fate of gastrula or organogenesis. Fate of gastrula or organogenesis. We try to know about what is the fate of gastrula. After cleavage, blastula are formed. After that, gastrula is formed. We are know gastrula is three layer germ layer. You can see here, this is gastrula. Gastrula, this is a structure of a gastrula, and you can see here this is a blastopore and this is arthropods. First we can say that gastrula is mainly divided into three parts, that is ectoderm, and then middle is mesoderm, and third one is endoderm. Ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. And you can see here this is the structure of a gastrula, and this is endoderm. This part is known as endoderm and this part is known as ectoderm. We are due to shortage of the space, I prepare this structure, but we can label this in one way, that is the endoderm, and this is arthropods and this is blastopore and this is the blastocyst. तो ये रहा इसका तीनों पार्ट, and this one is called blastopore. This main role in blastopore is in future development. Blastopore is sometimes converted into mouth in some organism and some in some organism. Blastopore is converted into anus. Due to this reason, we can divide into two parts, that is PROTOSTOMIA and DEUTEROSTOMIA. Due to shortage of, we can see here this is the blastopore and PROTOSTOMIA and DEUTEROSTOMIA. What is PROTOSTOMIA? PROTOSTOMIA means in future it develop into the mouth. In future, PROTOSTOMIA is blastopore is developed into mouth, and this mouth we can set this in some Echinodermata. We can not only Echinodermata, we can set it in some Anelids, some arthropods. This is blastopore is converted into mouth. But after arthropod, Echinodermata is comes. From Echinodermata to, we can say the chodrates, mammals, blastopore is developed into anus. This is the main things. But now come to the topic. This is in future development. This gastrula is made up of three layers. This is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. And sometimes this gastrula give the different layer organ of our body by development. Which type of organ and body organ and layers are formed from gastrula? We know about here. This is the table. I am describe here what is the from which layer of our body and which organ develop from ectoderm, which layer develop an organ develop from mesoderm, and which organs are developed from endoderm. We can tell gastrula is three germ layer: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So come to the topic. I am give you a short tricks to remember it, and it is very important for NEETs and other MSc entrance, university entrance examination question. Sometimes it asks in so many university. I give the entrance examinations like Calcutta University, Santiniketan, and Utkal University, Ravensa. In every university, it is asked 1 to 2 questions from this topic. Also in BHU also. So come to the topic, that is ectoderm. This is first germ layer. We can say this is ectoderm. And which body part and which organ is developed from ectoderm? Try to know about this. First, epidermis and epidermal gland skins. What is mean the epidermis? Epidermis. This is the outer layer of our dermis, body covering. This is called epidermis. Epidermis and epidermal skin. Then come to the epithelium and protocardium. What is the epithelium? Epithelial tissue. All type of epithelial, squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. All type of epithelial tissue are formed from ectoderm. Then come to the enamel of teeth. What is the enamel? You know, enamel is the strongest things of our body. This is the covering, shining covering of our teeth. This is called enamel. This enamel teeth comes from ectoderm. Then entire nervous system. You can remember it shortly. When you any question asked in competitive exam, the nervous system is developed from which germ layer of gastrula and which germ layer of gastrula. You can say that it is the from ectoderm. Entire nervous system comes from ectoderm. Then conjunctiva, lens and cornea. In eye parts, only conjunctiva, lens and cornea and retina. Conjunctiva, it is conjunctiva, Lens, our lens, cornea and retina part is come from ectoderm. These things are come from only ectoderm. Then nasal olfactory epithelia. Nasal means nose, related to olfactory things. Nasal and olfactory epithelia, this is also come from ectoderm. Then auditory vesicle and internal ear. In our ear, auditory vesicle and internal ear, that's also come from a ectoderm. Then pituitary, all glands are not derived from ectoderm. Only you can remember it. Only pituitary, pineal gland and adrenal medulla. Pituitary, pineal and adrenal medulla. Not whole adrenal gland. Only adrenal medulla comes from ectoderm. These three glands come from ectoderm. And 9, that is cartilage of the vesicular arches. You know what is the difference between cartilage and bone? Cartilage of the vesicles is come from only from ectoderm, not bone. Bones are come from the notochord bones and come from mesoderm. You can remember it. This is the difference. Sometimes I ask you, cartilage, you think cartilage and bone are the similar structure, it is also come from mesoderm. No. Only cartilages come from ectoderm. Then come to the mesoderm. We finish the ectoderm part. Then come to the mesoderm. Mesoderm, what is the dermis of skin? After epidermis, dermis layer is present in our skin. After epidermis, dermis is present. So below the epidermis, dermis of skin is come from mesoderm. You have to remember all muscular tissue, all type of muscular tissue in our body, that is come from the mesoderm. Then all connective tissue. All connective means bones, fluid connective tissue, blood. These are the coming from the mesoderms. Then coelom, coelomic epithelium. So what is the coelom? The body cavity present in our body, that is called coelom. And this coelom part is come from mesoderm. You know, coelom is also present in our middle part of our body. So you can easily talk about it. The coelom is come from mesoderm. Then dentine of teeth. I am told about previously. Only enamel of teeth is come from ectoderm. This is enamel of teeth come from ectoderm, and then dentine of teeth is from mesoderm. This is the difference, and this is the quick tricks. And this is someone try to confuse you and ask you. You think I remember it, teeth come from the ectoderm. No, not all part come from a single germ layer. This is the difference is present. Enamel of teeth come from the ectoderm, but dentine of teeth come from mesoderm. Then pericardium and pleura. Pericardium and pleura come from the mesoderm. Then notochord. Very general things. It is a characteristic of chordata. So notochord is give rise to bone marrow, and most of skeleton and notochord come from the mesoderm. Whole nervous system come from ectoderm. Whole notochord and skeletal system except cartilage is come from mesoderm. Then heart blood vessel coming from the mesoderm, because so many types of internal organ is come from mesoderm, but some exceptional is here. I am told about later. This is the heart and blood vessel. This is come from the mesoderm. Then spleen, you know our spleen, where the in case of baby times, or you can early development period, this is the spleen give rise to red blood cell. Then excretory system, all excretory system, kidney, nephridia and other things are all excretory, urinary bladder, ureter. So all excretory system is coming from mesoderm. Then blood and lymph. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Previously we are talking about the all connective tissue coming from mesoderm. Then blood and lymph also come from mesoderm. Then adrenal cortex. This is the exception. In gland, pituitary pineal gland is from ectoderm. Pituitary pineal, this is from ectoderm. But adrenal medulla, adrenal medulla coming from ectoderm, but adrenal cortex coming from mesoderm. This is the difference. You have to remember. The adrenal medulla coming from ectoderm, adrenal cortex come from mesoderm. Sometimes they ask you question to confusion. You have to remember it. Then come to the endoderm. This part is known as endoderm. Last between three germ layer, out of three germ layer, ectoderm, mesoderm we are finished. Then come to the endoderm. Then endoderm, mucous membrane. What is the mucous membrane? This is the mucous gland present in our digestive system. Mucous, it's mucous secreting gland. So mucous membrane of gut. What is the mucous membrane of gut? The mucous membrane of gut means digestive system. We can say, or otherwise it is scientifically called gut. So mucous membranes of gut, this give rise to by endoderm. Then all digestive gland maybe gallbladder, liver, Fondic gland, pyloric gland, mucous gland, Burnous gland, all type of gland. This given by all digestive gland given by endoderm. Then thyroid, parathyroid, thymus gland. Thyroid, parathyroid and thymus gland. This region. Thyroid, parathyroid and thymus is present in this region. Thymus, thyroid and parathyroid. Three gland. These three gland is correlated. So these three gland is coming from endoderm. But you have to remember, not all gland is coming from ectoderm. Only pituitary, pineal and adrenal medulla is coming from ectoderm. Adrenal cortex from mesoderm. And this is thyroid, parathyroid, thymus gland is coming from endoderm. Then middle ear eustachian tube. What is the middle ear? You can say not whole ear coming from endoderm. Only middle ear. Only middle ear coming from ectoderm and eustachian tube. Other part is here. So middle ear and eustachian tube is coming from endoderm. Then trachea, bronchi, lungs. What is the name? Trachea, bronchi and lungs. Not all respiratory system, only trachea, bronchi and lungs. Sometimes ask, you think all the visceral organ like kidney, you can say digestive system, reproductive system, all are coming from mesoderm. So respiratory system also coming from mesoderm, but this is not right. Except respiratory system, trachea, bronchi and lungs. Respiratory system, all visceral organ or all internal organ coming from mesoderm. This is the trachea, bronchi and lungs. Then 6, come to urinary bladder. Urinary bladder means this is the exception. So this is the exception. All excretory system, where is the excretory system? Adrenal cortex, reproductive system, heart, then excretory system. All excretory system coming from mesoderm except urinary bladder. This is the exception. Except the urinary bladder, all excretory system is coming from mesoderm. All excretory system except the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. So this is the things to remember. Which germ layer give you which organ, and this is very important things. It is asked by so many MSc entrants. I am told about it. And when I am give the entrance exam to different university like Utkal and Ravenshaw University, BHU, Calcutta, and Santiniketan, 1 to 2, every university ask you 1 to 2 questions from this topic, and this is very important. It is also important for NEET exam. So it is the quick tips and quick guide, and you can see the table. Easily you can remember these things. And this is germ layer. This is 3 germ layer is give you future organ or future body part in development. So this is which part and which organ give the which germ layer give which organ. How we know? We know by the fat mapping. Is another process. This fat mapping is given by Edin G. Conkin. Edin G. Conkin in 1905 gives the concept of fat map. This is what is fat map? In fat map we can say हम उसे कॉलर कर सकते हैं कोई भी चीज से जो नेचुरल डायज होता है या कोई जेनेटिक मार्कर होता है या कार्बन पार्टिकल से उसे मार्क कर सकते हैं. किसी भी चीज को मार्क कर देंगे तो फ्यूचर में वो क्या डेवलप हुआ है तो उससे हमें पता चल जाएगा कि फ्यूचर में कौन सा ऑर्गन दे रहा है. तो ये फैट मैपिंग प्रोसेस है. बाय फैट मैपिंग प्रोसेस we can know about the which germ layer give us which organ in future. So it is firstly known by the Edwin G. Conkin 1905. This concept of fat map is given and we can use the Bismarck marker, nylon blue, and other radioactive marker, thymidine radioactive marker, and a carbon particle marking. So by this process we can know about the which germ layer gives which part of our body. So this is the three division of which organ and which body part is given by which germ layer. This is the structure of a gastrula. Gastrula has three parts: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, and which part give which thing you can see about it.